on the spiritual path, I feel it's very important that we realize that it's not just one thing, that there are stages to the path. From an absolute point of view, there's just the absolute point of view. It's just this moment. But as our human evolution is concerned, there is no shortcut to spiritual maturity. So some of the ways that I think about this is, first, we have to become embodied. We have to be able to be willing to be in our own body. First foundation of mindfulness. And sometimes that willingness to be in our own body means that we have to actually let go of a whole bunch of reactions and opinions and dislike and hatred in order to be in our own body. Then, once we're actually in our own body, able to sit at least some degree in this present moment, we can then begin examining all of those tight, wound, judgmental opinions about how we think the world should be. We begin to accept how we are, but often we accept how we are, but then we have the feeling that, well, everybody else should agree with me. Everybody else should be the way I think they should be. And so at some point we have to actually look into those opinions, let go of those things. Now, if we are actually inquiring into our views, we're actually inquiring into our views, and we begin to let go of them. We begin to see that there's a more inclusive, larger view. There's a spaciousness that's in there. It is very important in that spaciousness that it not just be refilled with another view, opinion. So I think sometimes cults do that, is they encourage people to let go of a certain view of the world, and then they interject, well, that view is wrong, this view is the right view, and now believe this view. It's not skillful. We have to look into our fixed views, and we enter a place of there's some spaciousness. We don't quite know what is true. We don't quite know what to do. It's a letting go. It can be a point of confusion, of doubt. Well, I used to be so certain about things, and now I'm not. It's very important that we touch this place. But that is not the end of the spiritual path. Because then, from that place of not knowing, we again come back into the body. And this body, if we look at it carefully, is a gift. This body, if we look at it carefully, is the foundation of all our human life. And this body is always going to react. It's always going to be engaged in something. So then we begin to have as our anchor the direct experience of our own life and how it responds. Instead of being based on an opinion, a should, an ought, we begin to let go of those. We come down into the direct isness of our own being. We get in touch with the great gift, the blessing, the fact that we are alive. And then we have to also look and begin to question, begin to investigate those ideas that says there is an in here and an out there. As we look into the direct reality of is there an in here and an out there, if we really question that, as we really say, well, if that's the case, where exactly is the line? Then and we begin to see that that barrier cannot be found. It's just a mental idea, just a thought. Then the direct experience of our own life and the direct experience of the world begin to harmonize, become one thing. And then we inquire more deeply into, well, who is this? Is there anyone in here? Is there something here that is running the show? And we begin to, that's unfindable. We can't find that. And so then the world, this whole world, becomes our life. When the whole world becomes our life as a gift, as an expression of loving kindness from the great mystery itself, then the world calls to us and says, out of love, out of connection, please respond. And so then our path becomes not a path of I'm in here and I'm going to do something out there, or I'm in here and I'm going to get better and better, but our path becomes a path that's inclusive, inclusive, inclusive. Anytime we get stuck, it's helpful to really inquire, to really look and say, is it true? Is that really a barrier? Is that really happening? It never hurts to have that inquiry. But it always is important that we come back to the reality of this life is moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment is coming into being, is alive. It has something, holds a place in the universe, and the universe needs this life. So there are many levels of the spiritual path, many aspects of it. And when people start on the spiritual path, they may see one little slice and they think, that's the way it is, and everybody else is wrong and I'm right. Or they may see several different slices and they begin to form and congeal a whole view. But really this path invites love and inquiry. It invites stability in the present moment. It invites an entrance into the great mystery, and it invites an inclusive awareness of all beings, which is loving kindness.